the truth you are going to find out, my gorgeous Sagittarini. It's about the truth which you are going to find out right at the beginning of this week. This truth is going to open your eyes like never before. It's going to bring you such a powerful and important clarity at this stage of your life, and it's all going to happen in the most surprising way you could possibly imagine. You're going to find yourself at the right place at the right time, completely unplanned, where you are going to be like facing something XYZ, you know, something completely different, you know, and you're going to be thinking about something completely different, and the way things are going to happen, it's going to be mind-blowing. The bottom line is, when you least expected, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you are going to find out this truth, this clarity, which is needed in your life like never before. This is going to be such an amazing moment where you are really gonna have such a huge wake-up call, especially when it comes to what do you need to do. It is not only about the truth, it is not only about the clarity, but it's also at the same time, that particular moment in time, you're gonna realize that you were resisting something, you were resisting some kind of a change that you shouldn't have been resisting, and you were doing this subconsciously. So now you are really going to, oh my God, reconnect yourself like on a completely different level, and let alone the fact that this is actually happening within the month of October. And you know how important and how powerful in October is. October makes an impact on our lives like in such a crazy way, because we have a Samhain, or like a Halloween, some call it, at the end of the month. So the whole month of October, it's completely different, and it's not only about the October, you know, spiritual, it's different. We are very intuitive, we realize a lot, you know, through the deepness and darkness of our subconscious mind, you know. But then at the same time, you know, it's not only about October. This wonderful energy is going to spread into the first week of November as well. Okay, can you hear it? Can you hear like the police? Yeah, so you see the police is confirming, yeah, or they're coming to get me finally. No, I'm joking. No, so basically, yeah, so it's like so you're gonna realize not only what that you were resisting some kind of a change, so it's the moment of you breaking free out of some kind of like a pretty much, so it's the moment of you breaking an important cycle here of a negative phase in your life. So you are going to become extremely ambitious and extremely action orientated from the beginning of this week, and do not be surprised how much energy you're actually going to have. You're going to have so much energy, my gorgeous Sagittarini, and this is absolutely brilliant, and I suggest you to make the most of it, because that same energy which you are going to have right from the beginning of this week, it's also like kind of going to make you aware of what exactly do you need to do with something when it comes to something very, very difficult that you've been dealing with. You are going to realize there is something so difficult that you've been dealing with within the last couple of months, and it is almost like to do with some kind of extra horrible, annoying, very heavy and quite dark, like maybe you know, something that you had to deal with, you know, something very, some responsibility. That's the word I'm looking for, Sagittarius. Some kind of responsibility, some kind of extra responsibility that you had to deal with within for the last 2 months very intensely, and that took so much of your energy, that drained so much of your energy, because now intuitively you will know what to do when it comes to that particular problem, that particular extra responsibility. And how is this going to happen? Because you're going to find yourself at around the beginning of this week being surrounded by the certain people, or maybe couple of people, or you're going to be looking at couple of people or a few different people online or somewhere, and then you're going to be watching what they're going to be doing, something very interesting. And then by you watching what they're going to be doing, there is some kind of problem that they are going to kind kind of be dealing with, and you're going to clearly understand the connection with that particular problem and something really personal that is also going on in your life. And you're going to realize, you're going to think of exactly like what do you need to do and how you're going to do this, and you're going to realize the extent of negativity that this has brought into your life, because almost as if you were for such a long time like standing with the hands behind your back, not being able to do things that you wanted to do, and especially when it comes to those things that we are so passionate about. You know, you need to understand that if we don't do things which what we are passionate about in this world, in this life, then we are not fulfilling our spiritual role. So this is how we come on top. This is how we make the most of our life, by following our passion. And there are so many of us, you know, we are so similar spirits, but yet again, on another hand, we are so completely different when it comes to so many different levels and aspects of our spirit, of our soul. So this can come out like in so many different ways when it comes to you, my gorgeous Sagittarini, indeed. But the bottom line is that on one hand, you will know what to do with that specific responsibility that you no longer want, that you don't want whatsoever, and it was affecting you. And this is brilliant, because that now karmically it's coming to an end. So this is why you're realizing all these things, my gorgeous Sagittarini, indeed, because this has made you feel really negative, and it slowed you down, and it kind of like, if you would carry on like this with your life, then this negativity would kind of manifest into real challenges. So it's really brilliant, you know, that this negative phase of your life is slowly but surely coming to an end. Just remember that you are, from the beginning of this week, you are about to break a very, very negative cycle, and this is brilliant, and this is only because karmically this has come to an end. So now do not be surprised when a couple of days later you like literally you're gonna have such a aha moment, like, oh my god, especially when it comes to you knowing exactly how much this idea that you had not that long ago means to you. It's to do with you remembering some kind of realization, an idea, something that you want to do so much, something that you want to do so badly. And you need to understand that this particular idea, it's like something that was on your mind for a while now, for a long time, but then again before it just wasn't the right time. So I don't need to tell you what this is, because within the next couple of days you're literally gonna wake up one morning and that particular idea is going to be on your mind. And you know, like I said this so many times, as soon as we wake up in the morning, when we have something on our minds, then that particular thing is coming from somewhere else. We sleep. When we sleep, we visit all sorts of different dimensions, okay? And we travel. We find out answers to so many questions that we have, but we don't necessarily remember our astral projections and our spiritual journeys while we are sleeping. But what we remember is maybe first thought, or couple of thoughts, or couple of words, and this is how it comes to us. As soon as we wake up, there is something really specific on our mind, just completely out of the blue, that we just feel such an urgency, great sense of urgency to actually do. So this is how you're going to be reminded of this kind of idea and realization that you had a while back, my gorgeous Sagittarini. And you need to understand that that idea and realization, it's also going to come to you with exactly like you will know what to do, you will know what you need to do, and this is going to lead towards like one of the biggest manifestations of your life. I mean, I'm not being funny. This is going to lead towards one of the biggest manifestations of your life. Do you see this? This is followed by this. So when it comes to like that mind-blowing project, this is going to lead towards like a fantastic financial outcome, happiness, long-term success. Like, oh my God, like other people in your life are going to benefit from this as well. Something in a long time to come. You know, it's going to make you feel really proud of yourself. But it's also going to create a really big change when it comes to things that you have been worrying about, and really big change when it comes to your immediate home and when it comes to your immediate environment as well. This is brilliant, because in as little as 3 months, already in 3 months time, you are gonna have a mind-blowing reason to celebrate because of this. In as little as 3 months time, 10, 11, 12, 1. So when it comes to right towards the end of January 2024, I know I've gone to January now, my God, but right at around towards before the end of January 2024, you are gonna have a massive reason to party, massive reason to celebrate, massive reason to be really, really excited, because only then you will be able to understand what an impact on your entire life this is actually going to make. It's like, oh my God, the more karmically you were worrying, the more karmically you were down, the more karmically you were negative, the more karmically you were down, the more you are going to actually elevate yourself, and the more happy you're actually going to be. This is the way things are in this life, in this world, in terms of the actual energy. So that's why I'm saying the importance of like never losing yourself when it comes to those things that we are passionate about, because those things are our guiding lights, you know, in the midst of darkness. Always, always, always. Even if there are 5 million people going that way and you feel like, no, I want to go this way, just come this way, baby. It doesn't matter what these millions of people are doing. Do you see what I mean? Just follow your path, because it could be ever so unique, more unique than anybody else's that you've ever met in your entire life. Okay, so this is brilliant. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, this is fantastic, this happiness that you're gonna feel, just remember. But also at the same time, I highly suggest you to take something like a natural B vitamin complex, like in drops. And I know I mentioned this, I think, when it comes to the monthly readings, only because a lot is going to be happening and you may be just a little bit stressed and you may be a little bit anxious, and the B vitamins are going to be brilliant for this, but they're also going to give you lots of energy. So I really highly suggest you to get like a natural B vitamin complex in drops, in the actual drops, without any unnecessary ingredients, without any unnecessary additives, and without chemicals. No, baby, no. And you also need to make sure that this B vitamins complex is like made in a completely natural way, you know. So this is going to be really important. And then you take like every single morning on an empty stomach. It's absolutely fine just to put underneath your tongue and wait like about 20 seconds and then swallow it, you know. And this B vitamins, you are going to find this extremely beneficial in terms of energy, stress, and just maybe a little bit of anxiety that you will be going through, you know. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor or GP. Only they can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications, my gorgeous Sagittarini, or not. And going back to the mid part of this week, you know, you're going to feel very happy. You're going to feel very optimistic. You are going to really start to embrace, you know, the blessing of life. And this is exactly how you're going to feel. You're going to start noticing things around you didn't notice in ages because there was so much on your mind. And you're going to start noticing little things, and you're also going to start noticing like the progress that you've made so far. You should always be proud of yourself. There is something that you're going to realize that you were so successful about, but you just didn't give enough credit to yourself. And that in itself, it's also kind of going to be connected to some kind of, oh, you're going to need to take this on the next level. But before you do this, you're going to need to learn something. You're going to need to explore something, because now you need to bring kind of more energy into your life when it comes to that particular thing, because you are kind of you are reaching slowly but surely a very, very interesting stage of your life. And you know, my gorgeous Sagittarini, also when it comes to the mid part of this week, it's like absolutely fantastic, you know, this, like, you feeling so happy. It's like about the confidence that you're also going to kind of have at the same time, and you will realize like there is something that's missing in your life big time. There is something that is missing in your life, but this is more like kind of to do with like a certain lifestyle, and it's to do with something like really great. It's to do with something maybe luxurious even, you know. And this in itself, it's really going to motivate you. Why not? Whatever it is, go for it. This in itself, it's really going to motivate you, because at the same time, this has been the part of your vision, how you want your life to be for a very, very long time. And also this is something that it's going to work so perfectly when it comes to you reconnecting with people in your life, but also reconnecting with somebody really, really special. And you are going to reconnect with one specific person here. Maybe you've fallen out, maybe you had an argument. This is somebody prominent in your life who is actually going to reach forward, and they are going to give you some kind of idea, and the idea that they're going to give you, it's going to make you feel really, really good, because you will see that they are seeing this in exactly the same light the way you are seeing this. And this is going to mean to you so much, because at that moment in time, the clear clear direction. It is going to be impossible for you to ignore that you are going to already find yourself at. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you're going to be worrying about something about money and something about finances. And then what you're going to be worrying about money and finances, you are going to have an idea. That idea that you're going to have, it's like you're going to find this a little bit difficult because it's going to involve something, doing something, making a really big and unusual step for you. And so that's why this is going to put you in like a bit of a mode of the actual contemplation. I can see you contemplating and contemplating and contemplating. Well, let me tell you, the first thing that you need to do, you just need to be honest with yourself, because this is going to be keep on coming back until you sort this out. And the second thing is, when it comes to you being honest with yourself, it means that you need to do something that, oh my God, you may find a little bit, a little bit heartbreaking, but then again, that's the only way to go, because all you need to do is also at the same time to do things in a traditional way. You need to follow some kind of tradition here. I know it sounds crazy, but it's going to lead towards you like a really kind of grounding yourself in such a way where you are going to feel really, really good by walking away from something and by moving away from something that no longer serve you, rather than just kind of plodding along with something that has come to an end a long time ago. Okay, my gorgeous Sagittarini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.